sinakyan namin. Ayan. Tapos ito yung ano, icy pa yan dyan, no? Icy pa siya, oh. Icy pa mo mabundok. Yan, bundok dito.
To us since the late 1870s, when the first cruise ships started coming here. To give you a better idea about the proportions of the landscape that we're driving through today, you should know that the mountains that you're going to see are between 1,000 and 2,000 meters tall. The timber line here with us is at 550 meters above sea level, or the equivalent of 1,700 feet. The snow in the mountains that you can see today will be melted and gone and no longer there by the end of September. Which doesn't matter all that much, because the next day the new snow is coming, so we always have snow in our mountains. Which also gives Norway great natural conditions for the production of hydroelectric power. Electricity is also our export article number 3. Our fjord, the one you are cruising on this morning, its name is Nordfjord, is the 4th longest fjord in Norway. From the Bay of Olden, where we are now, to where it opens to the sea at Måløy, it's exactly 100 kilometers long, or the equivalent of 60 miles. At its shallowest point, this fjord is merely 12 meters deep. That's right where it opens to the ocean, under the Måløy Bridge. And less than 1 nautical mile further east, it's 970 meters deep. So underneath this surface of water, the topography looks exactly like it does in our surroundings, with tall mountains and deep valleys. And this phenomenon repeats itself 7 times between the coast and the Bay of Olden. Also notice that in Olden we have 2 churches. That has nothing to do with religious indifference, because more than 75% of all Norwegians are members of the Lutheran Protestant Church, and so are we here in Olden. But the old church that goes back to 1754 should be more modernized in the 1930s, they felt. But for reasons that you will learn later, they rather built a new one, which is the Red Church, a kilometer further up the valley. The Olden Valley runs pretty much straight north-south. We are driving southerly direction into the valley, and of course northerly direction back up to the fjord again. Along the road you will also see the Olden River, which actually is a very famous salmon river. And if you look closer, you will also see those funny platforms along the river bank. They are built to give the sports fishermen a better access to the river without having their flies stuck in the forest behind them. Where the river ends and the lake begins, there is a hydroelectric power plant. Actually, this is the first hydroelectric power plant in Olden. It was built in 1916 and put into operation the year after, equipped with 3 small turbines from Francis. And behind the old shacks that served the purpose of the first hydroelectric plant is a modern so-called micro plant.
Will be a 5-minute stop. A 5-minute stop.
Oh, a nice river.
one of 3 glacial lakes in the surroundings. The 2 others are north of us in Loen and in Stryn. Size-wise, the Olden Lake is the second biggest, and it's 17 kilometers long, as wide as you see, and at its deepest point it's only 90 meters deep. Significant for these glacial lakes is that they have this special color. It looks like it's kind of greenish. Of course, the water isn't green. It's colorless, like good water always should be. It's an optical illusion, and the reason is very, very interesting to know. You see, only 3 weeks ago, these drops of water that now form the Lake of Olden were ice in the glacier that we shall be seeing at the turning point of this excursion. The ice of the glacier is always in motion. It moves back and forth, grows in the winter and recedes during summer. And with every little movement of the ice, this little millimeter of granite, because that's what the mountains here are made of, is polished off, and this fine dust is being produced. The Norwegian word for this fine dust is silt, which is another of those words that the Norwegian language gave to the English language. Together with natural dust in the air, sand, stone and gravel and whatever is dug into the glacier at its movements. These particles of minerals are being kept dry frozen in the ice for hundreds of years, maybe thousands of years, because a glacier always melts off from underneath. And it's the oldest part of the ice that melts first. So this water may be 7,000 years old for all we know. Ice under pressure for 7,000 years has squeezed out all the air. There is no air in the glacier, meaning that the water is very poor on oxygen. The upper stream is what we call the river between the glacier and the lake. And these particles of minerals that we just mentioned are being brought down to the lake by the forces of the moving water in the river, and where the current slows down at the lake, they start to fall off. And they pile up this soft, thick, muddy bed of the lake. We had it measured back in 2010, and it's now 60 meters thick. Meaning that if you lost your outboard engine off your boat at this lake, that machine would sink slowly through 60 meters of mud before hitting rock bottom and be forever lost. With such a low contents of oxygen, the plentiful trout in this lake does not grow to be very big. The day you catch one 25 centimeters, that's gonna be the one you want to take a picture of, because that is big. But the trout of Lake Olden is very healthy and very strong, and it's a delicacy even for us natives. It's actually so strong and healthy that it turns itself over in the frying pan.
It's too big.
So the water is a bit. What did it?
At the turning point of today's little excursion, you may see the lake and, of course, at its southern end, a part of the glacier. The part of the glacier that you see is the Melkevoll Glacier. The name can be explained as the place where the cows are being milked on summer farms, of course. It is not the famous Briksdal Glacier, that is its neighbor to the west, but it's also a part of the Jostedals Glacier. The Jostedal Glacier is the largest glacier on the European mainland. It's 483 square kilometers big. From its northeastern point at Strynefjell, which is like 50 kilometers northwest of us right here, to its southwestern point at Fjærland, down at Sognefjord, it's exactly 92 kilometers long, or the equivalent of 58 miles. At its deepest point, it's 632 meters thick. So we are talking about quite a lot.